Rosemary Ybarra-Garcia. Just give a quick wave here. This is our feature of the evening. And she is an honored writer. Honored in the sense that she is published, and you have brought books with you, yes? She has books tonight, ladies and gentlemen. She has received awards, many and varied. She's well known in the Bay Area, and I happened to meet her at a poetry reading in Pacifica at Florey's bookstore, which is the last Saturdays, right?
Yes.
It's the last Saturday every month. And it's a great little reading. Sherry Rose Walker is the host, and she's been doing this for several years now. And it's a great place. And so I thought, I'll go down there. I haven't been there in a while. And there, this reader was just like, I'm going to invite this person to do a feature at Sacred Grounds. It was just an amazing experience. I thought, other people need to hear the voice. It's a beautiful voice. It's a wonderful voice. She covers the ground, talks about issues that, I think, for me, the theme was the heart, even though she might not have said that directly. The theme there is what the center of the heart is, what the heart means, where it goes, what its dreams are. And she does it in ways that, are fascinating. So, rather than me go on and on like that, I'd rather have you hear her. Give her a nice round of applause. She stands up here, a beautiful and wonderful, intense poet, though you may not know her. She looks calm, but she'll take us out of there.
I do need it shorter because I'm very short.
Okay, and then we'll focus you up here with this, and we'll get yourself organized.
I'll just have to cut.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
this is
then
great.
just need to move a little bit this way, and then I'll give you a little signal. You got like 5 minutes left or something. You want me to do that, or
Yes,
okay?
please.
All right, I'll take care of that just for you.
So, hello.
Hello.
It's my first time here.
Oh, wait a minute, we forgot that
That's wonderful.
Hallelujah, brothers. Speech.
Well, I'm from Half Moon Bay, and over there we do have a regular reading the second Tuesday of the month, and we're just so packed into this little coffee shop, and it's so nice to see this huge space. For me, it's huge, and and to see so many wonderful poets. So I want to thank Dan Brady and of course Sacred Grounds for having me here today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to start out by reading a poem that I usually start my poetry readings with each time. And these 2 books, it's called House of Song and Weaving. There's another one right here, Weaving. They're basically about culture, my culture, which is the Latino culture. And growing up in the San Joaquin Valley. How many of you know where that is?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Of course you know where that is, right? Anyway, it's a really, it was really good for me to write these books because they are from the heart. And they're about my family and people I met growing up and things I learned. So I'll start out with El Sol de San Joaquin, the sun of the San Joaquin. Thirsty landscapes pray for rain, not heeding to the pleas of feathered dance rhythms. The sun rolls over valley hills in a golden bath. She stretches her feverish hands from Sacramento to Bakersfield, strokes the soft skin of ripeness, drinks from the brown soot of irrigation ditches, slumbers deep and slow in broken huts, loves wildly between the trees of silent orchards, spills yellow fruit over the twig of a child's arm, treads through rows of unpicked fruit in dusty shoes, gleans sweaty faces into a sack under a cloudless sky, smells swollen breaths from busty mouths, weaves rivers over blackened soil, languishes in the calmness of sunset and closes her eyes to dream of the swelling life. This one is a little bit lighter. I read it last time, so you might, I don't think you'll remember. But
Never
anyway.
know, this mind does remember some things.
Anyway, I like to throw this one in because it's lighter and it's kind of funny. It's called La Danza. My parents met at this hall in a dance, and it's called Hidalgo Hall, and they were always telling me stories. And so I just put it together and I wrote it, this poem about it. La Danza. El baile comenzó en el Hidalgo Hall. Salvador, dressed in a zoot-suit salsa, dashed across the wooden floor, jitterbugging and boogie-wooging, bugle boy danza. Damas lined the wall in high-heeled hair rolls, hummed tunes, smiled giggles, pretended not to feel the stares that came their way. Swing a little closer, mi muchachita in blue, come a little closer. The black widows made their grand entrance at the hall door. Estas damas were from L.A., machas full of power, cuchillo breasts, short black skirts, long-legged black hose. Onlookers turned to stone. Salvador danced with Maria, who was not yet 15, but full of wanting to be. And her mother watched. The molote, the bun, on Doña Juana's head was a beacon that didn't work so well. Maria, swing a little closer, mi corazón. Niña preciosa, I want you, my beauty. Be mine. Soon, Manuel tap, tap, tap on Salvador's shoulder for a dance with Maria. Salvador refused. La pelea ensued. Pelea is a fight. No more boogie-woogie, only fists that slammed Salvador under a painted bench. Maria was grabbed by her mother. Constable George took Salvador to jail for the night. No more danza, no more boogie-woogie bugle boy. And 2 weeks later, the dish ran away with a spoon.
This part is really close to the mic. There we go.
Okay. This next one is called Nawali. Nawali is the Aztec word for shadow soul, the animal double of the human soul. The Aztec people, known as the Mexica, had a balanced relationship with the animal world. And they viewed animals as sacred beings that shared the earth with the gods before any humans were born. So this is, I wrote this poem to my animal soul, my mentor, Nawali. I call him Nawali. Nawali is a gray wolf. He brings me the breath of a twig. I listened as I gazed into his amber eyes, to the shadow of his voice. Seeds sprout in the earth. They wait for the low pulse of life, he says. I gather my spirit and follow him. He is real and not real, a quiet song that praises with a subtle breath. Today is a day to see gold-riddled ladies of glass hanging from the eaves of houses, mice jerking over ground cover, snails crossing the road, leaving chains of silver mirrors. The magic of light comes to those with patient hearts. What I'm going to try to do tonight is to give you a sample of some of the different kinds of poems that I write. But I'm still with the cultural poems here. This one is called Mendota Cotton Pickers. Most of the time when you think of cotton pickers, you think of the South. However, there is cotton picking going on in California. And and it's usually around a town called Mendota. So, rows of curved shapes toil over cotton fields. Campesinos hide pain under hats, handkerchiefs, dusty frowns. They paddle stiff oars through waves of white fields. They cool flannel bodies with a sweat of repetition. Women hunch low, the burden of conquest on backs and wombs in vacuous chasms. Every pull a peril under frivolous heat. Children slave in the valley of look the other way. And when school bells ring, chairs learn empty. Ghostly forms drag childhoods away. Futures vanish like puffs of smoke. The ache of it, steel rods through spines, pick and pull to drop throbbing drums. Sorry. This one's called Cannery Whistle. A shrill scream blares into the now strident morning air. Men in numb, oil-stained khakis nimbly enter a vacuous steel den. Time cards squeeze the mirth from their quarry. It is a hive of muscle and machine, a racket of pounding iron, flapping, broken belts. Cans clang and snake down tinny highways. Brown lava creeps over leather soles. Hammers bang iron against the slapping belt. Tomato puree, paste and waste, smells of metal, rust and guts. Faster, faster, announces the whip. A finger in chili con carne, a rat's tail in the vat. Tastes like tin. Maintain the flow. Ignore the bell. Label machines keep pace with glue, hammers, the sturdy backs of El Mosco, La Pulga, y El Flaco. Those who mend coppery tendrils curse and grease. One more day, one more loop. I think I'm going to go over to other poems. These are poems that I wanted to read in solidarity to the Me Too movement, and they're just issues or situations that women find themselves in, and I wanted to highlight those. Excuse me. This one, and these are a little more surrealistic, so you may or may not understand some of them, but they're different from the cultural poems that are more liberal. Rough edges. I start my day cleaning the rust off dishes in the melted sink. Dogs bark in the distance. I scrape the mold from toilet bowls, prune trees with a dinner knife. As I pass from the kitchen to the bedroom, I pick up body parts, a leg, the arm of my son, the heart of my husband, my fingers, so many fingers. There in the bedroom, away from eyes that squeeze the air, I arrange the body parts in a basket next to the sewing machine. This one is called Days of Broken Wings. And let's see. The carrots, potatoes, and pot roast are ready to be burned. My husband shoots the birds with a BB gun. He aims from the door. Birds drop from the sky onto the cold cement patio. Tomorrow, I will shovel them into graves. He stands naked at the door and solicits unsuspecting beasts. My clothes are wrinkled, but I wear them. The floor moans when I drop, and the kicks to my side ooze crimson, withered lilies. My child plays quietly in his room with dead birds. The girl who never was. The woman felt the girl's gaze from behind a shabby screen door. The girl was around 5. Her hair, stringy fibers of broken time. Little black feathers, wisps of hair. Sad eyes stared hungry for a pat on the head, a ribbon of remembrance. She faded when the woman turned to look. What had held her bones, her soul there? The woman searched for her through the broken door, through stairways back in time. And when the spark of the lost ember lit in her heart, the woman knew the girl was the stain that never was. A small shadow with an insatiable hunger to be. I think I'll start with the next section now, which is from my new book that I haven't, it's not out yet, but I'm putting it together still. It's called Painted Porch. And these poems, some of them are from just what has come out of my journey through studying the ancient Stoic philosophy, which I really, really like because it's really helped me in my life. So the first one is called Rain, and some of them are about nature too, so you'll see that. Rain. And this one was nominated for the Pushcart Prize, but of course I didn't get it. But it's okay. Being nominated was fine.
That's good. That's good.
Especially by the California Quarterly, so that was good. I inhale the width of earth, seagulls slicing through air, swells slapping jagged bluffs. I am rain, falling through thirsty skies. I moisten feathers, spray rocks, hardened by time, by years of living that flow through my fingers. My heart endures the raspy voice of storm clouds, the tumbling limbs of dead trees. The earth absorbs me as I land, assimilates me into her burrow. Grains of sand so intimate, yet so detached in minute worlds. It is a dense view against my liquid perspective, my need to breathe freely, my transparency. Temple of Baal Shamim, Palmyra, Syria, 17 AD to 2015. It's called Scattered Stones. The scent of war lingers among corners of faith, arches of worship. Eyes of statues cry upon inverted steeples, vacant altars. Wine of life drips upon roads of fire. Footprints of ghostly forms in hunched obedience. Fallen pillars hide the tangled baby Jesus in the arms of Muhammad and Baal. Stones everywhere, hardened by something longer than time, older than war. You see, this temple, Baal Shamim in Syria, has been a Christian church. It's been an ancient, a pagan. Baal was the god they worshipped there. And then Muhammad, Muslim, or Islam. And so this one temple had all these religions, people worship in that temple. And it was crushed in 2015 during the Syrian, it's still going on during the war. And we have temples that are destroyed all over the world. And, it's horrible. So beautiful. How much time? 3 more minutes?
I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay. I'll do the, I don't even know which one I want to read. Okay. I'll read this one. It was just published by Lily Press. Lamp in the window. Lonely as a serenade in snow. Two pair of eyes converge on a page. Voyeurs peer through the cool night air as stars shift. A couple reaches for a glass of red wine. Warmth of fire, wordless talk, eloquent touches, the fever of escape into an untitled book without a cover.
Can you do one more? One more?
One more?
Yeah.
He said one more.
I know, but I don't want you to cut yourselves, short there.
Okay, let me see if I can
People
find
love it, so and the time allows.
Oh, this is one of my favorite. I don't know.
Well, that's always a good choice.
I have some in Spanish. Do you want me to read that one?
No.
How about
You
it?
don't have to English for it.
You don't understand.
Well, I like listening to the language, but I want to.
Yeah, but you wouldn't understand it. Well, there's one I have that it's called Dueños de la Tierra. Oh, I know which one I want to read.
Do it in French, son, in French.
I will read it in French. No, I'm just kidding.
In ancient Sumerian.
There is one that I have that I
I
can't
am.
find.
Sumerian 2, not Sumerian 1, because you know that Sumerian
Any of the
1
congregation
stuff. Just,
In honor of
sounds so much better.
yeah, exactly. And how often do we hear that name these
So
days?
that's actually the first word in my name.
Oh.
My name is Baal Shem Tov.
Oh, it is. Wow. Well, I'm going to read Blue Vase. How's
All
that?
right. There we go.
I bought this vase. It's beautiful blue in a garage sale. And sometimes you find interesting things at garage sales. You might even find your own book. Sometimes. And that's always disheartening. But anyway, I did find this beautiful blue vase, and I just love it so much. And so I love its color, so I wrote a poem about it. Slim silk, hourglass neck, brushstrokes of midnight blue. She is a cool, clandestine walk on sand. Ocean waves in silver moonlight. The jealous rain in her sometimes cerulean sheen, her sometimes transparency, stares sharply and slow through a window, beyond an overcast living room, beyond a tan Persian carpet, to the mantel, to white Asiatic lilies in piano hands, to the blueness of a long neck, a full mouth, deep curves.
Wow. Now, when do you pick that up? Rosemary Ybarra-Garcia.